So today we're going to be looking at creating assignments within Canvas. So just like anything else, we're going to hit that plus button in the module to add something in. Since I'm creating a brand new assignment, I'm going to hit the create assignment button and we'll type in, let's say this is going to be a video log that I'm going to have the students do. So we'll hit add item. Assignments are going to start by being unpublished because you don't want students to see that there's an assignment but then have nothing there, because then you're going to get a bunch of emails about what am I supposed to do for this assignment, or you're going to have a bunch of kids who don't see it anyway, so for them it wouldn't really matter. But anyway, so we're going to hit the edit button just like we have with all the other things. Standard stuff across the top of the screen where we've got our ability to change the name of the assignment. We've got all of the options in there. So let's say I called this one video log. So let's say record yourself explaining how last week's assignments went. No idea what the context of this is, but presumably my students would know if this was a thing we were doing over and over again. So we've got the down below kind of, the setup is pretty much exactly the same as discussion boards. So we can give it a certain number of points. So let's say this is 10 points. I can change the assignment group, the display grade as, the submission type is going to be the big one that's different here. So you've got 3 or 4 options. So no submission, meaning that it's just something they kind of need to do and not turn in, probably. Online, this is the one that we're going to be looking at today. There's also this on paper. That's just going to be like the assignment is posted on Canvas, but it's as a reminder for students to turn it on paper. So maybe you're giving them like directions or something to do. Maybe it's an art assignment and it's saying you need to draw all of these things. That's something they're not going to be able to do on the computer probably. So you could have this set to be on paper. It's still showing them a due date so they know when it's due and all the requirements and things like that. But anyway, like I said, we're going to focus on online today. External tool will be a later one. So we've got 5 different options that Canvas has for different ways that students can turn in assignments. So there's text entry. If you check that, that'll pop up with a box where it's pretty much the same box as what you have here, but for students to type in so they can add whatever they need to in there, including links and stuff. Website URL, that's just going to give them a place to insert the URL to a website. A lot of teachers will use this for like having a Google Doc when they'll have the students get the shareable link, throw that in there, and then the teacher can get to it that way instead of sharing it with them and getting a million different emails that way. Or just, if there's a website that they needed to share. Media recording. So since I made this a video log, this would probably be the best option. What this one will do is it allows students within Canvas to record themselves, either by video or just audio alone if they don't want to set up the video for whatever reason. And so that when they open up the assignment, it just gives them a few buttons that they can click. It's pretty intuitive, and it just records and will upload whatever they did. So this would be great, especially for like foreign language or anything where speaking some kind of vocal sound thing is required, because it gives them the option to do that, and then you can go and grade it on your own time. You don't have to sit there in class and pull in one kid at a time trying to figure that stuff out. Student annotation. This one is pretty neat. The way this works is it's basically like when you would give a worksheet in class. So you would upload the worksheet. So you go to upload file, and then you'd go and find the file. You could do PDF, Word documents, any of those standard file types. And what it's going to do is it's going to give the student a copy of it where they can go in and they can insert text boxes to like fill in blanks, and they can highlight things and all that stuff. So it lets them annotate or lets them, write within the document to do that electronically. So that's a neat one that's relatively new as of right now anyway. And then file uploads. This one just lets them upload any kind of file to it, and Canvas will take it. Whether or not Canvas is able to read it is a whole nother question. But they can upload any kind of file that they want to. If you want to restrict the file types, you can do that. So maybe you only want them to upload PDFs. If you want to do that, we would just type in PDF, and it's only going to let them upload PDFs. Or maybe we only want them to do the new Word documents, so we'll do docx because that's the file type for it. I've not really had much use for restrict file types with students in the past, or in the recent past. A few years ago when I was doing lab reports with AP Physics, Google Docs didn't quite play well with SpeedGrader and Canvas, and so it would mess up some of their charts and tables and images and things like that, so I made them do PDF, but the problem has since resolved. So unless you're being really particular for whatever reason, usually don't need to check that box. Submission attempts. So how many times that they're allowed to do it? Unlimited means that they can put in as many submissions as they want. You'll be able to see all of the submissions. You can, on SpeedGrader, there'll be a little like drop down box where you can click and you can choose the date and time that it was submitted to look at those attempts. So unlimited gives them obviously unlimited. Limited, you get to pick how many attempts. So maybe you want them to take a total of 3 attempts at it. The only thing about one attempt that I usually don't like is if they mess up, like even if it's just the wrong document, then there's a lot of stuff that you have to do in the background to go fix that. So I usually leave it as unlimited. Group assignment. There are some settings in here where you can have Canvas set it up to do group assignments. If you're interested in doing more of that, let me know, and I'm happy to help show you how to do that. For peer reviews, you can either do it to manually assign peer reviews, so you have to physically pick who reviews whose thing, or you can do automatically assign peer reviews, and then you can say each person needs to do 3 peer reviews and give it a date that they need to be done by. And then peer reviews appear anonymously. That way, nobody knows who is reviewing each other's thing, unless, of course, they like put their name on it or something. Then that's going to show up. So you can do peer reviews if you need to. Sync assists, again, you're going to want this checked if you want this to go into the gradebook. And then the assigned stuff is the same as discussion boards, where you can pick different parts of the section. You can type in individual student names. You can do multiple due dates if you wanted to give different students or classes different due dates for whatever reason. But yeah, so then whenever you hit save and publish, then that is it. And it's ready to go.